As an Igbo girl turned Yoruba wife, I have successfully learned how to make the most popular soup in Delta State, which is the Banga soup. And today, I'm going to show you how I make it. Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'll teach you how to make the best Banga soup ever. And I also have a bonus video on how to make starch. Please keep watching. To start, I'll add some protein into the pot. I'm using goat meat. Next, I added some onions, a roughly blended Scotch bonnet peppers, preferably the yellow one. Give this a good mix, then go in with a sprinkle of salt. Here is 2 Knorr seasoning cubes. I'll add that as well. Cover and let this steam for 15 minutes. 15 minutes later, I'll go in with some stockfish fillet, then some dried fish. I also added some cow skin. Please note that this is optional. You are free to use any protein of your choice. I'll give this a gentle stir, then add enough water, cover and cook until it is 80% done. After about 20 minutes, our protein is almost done, so I'll off the heat now and set it aside. I will start by adding the banga juice in a pot. Because of time, I didn't show a full video on how to extract the banga juice, but I have a previous video on which I did that. The link is in the description box. You can check that out. Next, I'll add a little more quantity of salt, extra Knorr seasoning cube. After that, I added some banga soup spices. The list of what I used to prepare the spices will be in the description box as well. Then I'll go in with the proteins which I cooked earlier on and the meat stock too. I'll cover this and bring to a boil. Next, I'll blend some peppers and onions. Banga soup requires a lot of peppers and onions, so it's nice if you're generous with that. So I'll add it to a blender and blend into a smooth paste. You can use more or less of the onions and peppers, depending on your preference. The soup has been boiling for a while now, so I'll go ahead and add the blended peppers and onions. Next, I added enough ground crayfish as well. After that, I went in with some ogili Igbo. This gives the soup a distinct taste and flavors. I'll give this a really good mix so that everything can incorporate. Cover halfway and continue cooking. At this point, our soup is 90% ready. I'll give it a gentle stir and then go in with a handful of bitter leaf. Please make sure that the bitter leaf is neatly washed to avoid it making the soup really bitter. So I'll add the bitter leaf, mix well to incorporate, cover and continue cooking. After about 3 minutes of adding the bitter leaf, I'll go in with enough periwinkles. This is also optional. Some people prefer to use shrimps and other seafood. So I'll add the periwinkle, give it a gentle stir, and our banga soup is ready. Banga soup is best served with starch, so I'll go on to make that. In a pot or pan, add in your cassava starch, which is the main ingredient for this recipe. Then I'll add water. Please do add a moderate quantity so that you don't end up adding a lot of water, which will in turn affect the end result. After adding enough water to the starch, I'll go ahead to dissolve it completely. You do this just the same way you dissolve your pap in water before making it. To know if you added enough water, just raise your hand the same way I'm doing, and if the mixture falls freely, that means you are good to go. Next, I'll add a little quantity of palm oil. This is what gives the starch the popping yellow color which it is known for. After adding the oil, I'll turn on the heat. This should be on a low-medium heat, and you start stirring this. Keep stirring consistently so that it doesn't form a tiny lumps. Continue to stir this until it begins to thicken up. I'm not going to fast forward the video so that you see how it transitions into the regular starch swallow that you all know. Stay tuned and keep watching. It's beginning to thicken up. You can see that. At this point, you don't have to do anything. Just keep stirring it. Now, can you see what it looks like? Very soft and silk swallow, and it is lump free too. Once it looks like this, you will know it is ready. So I'll scoop it out and enjoy. Anytime you have the opportunity to make banga soup, please make out time to prepare some starch swallow as well. I bet you won't regret it. I didn't grow up eating this, but I've come to fall in love with it, and I can tell you this is one of the best swallow I've ever tasted. Banga soup and starch is really worth the hype, and it's something you need to give a trial. I hope I tried in this recipe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.